Well, the University of Calgary is hosting a Sea Power conference to assess maritime security threats to our country. Rob Huebert is the director of the Center for Military Security and Strategic Studies. That's the organization hosting the conference. Rob, thanks for taking time for us this morning. I know you've got a big couple days ahead of you, so we do appreciate it. And if we can just start with setting the table with, what are some of the more concerning maritime threats that will be discussed at this conference?
Well, there's the recognition, of course, that the Russians have become the major security maritime threat that Canada is now facing. I don't think anyone's trying to say that they're sort of a competitor or some other terminology. There's the recognition they have both the capability and the intent. There is the concern about the rise of the Chinese Navy. And of course, at the back of everyone's mind is how we try to address these threats in the face of an increasingly unstable Canada-U.S. defense relationship because of what's happening with the Trump administration.
So this is happening over the next few days at the U of C. Who's attending?
Well, we're very fortunate. We basically were able to get an A-list of anyone who has any connection to Canadian sea power or is studying it. So we have the head of the Canadian Navy, Admiral Angus Topshee. We also have the commissioner of the Coast Guard, which of course has just been recently absorbed into the D&D, and that is of course Mario Petier. We also have the former head of the Coast Guard and former Deputy Minister of Defense, Jody Thomas, coming in to talk to us. And basically, as I said, anyone who does any type of sea power studies in Canada will be attending this conference.
How much will sort of current spending be up for discussion? We have seen this increased commitment to military spending under the Carney government with sort of the move from all the NATO countries to increase spending. What kind of naval investment are we hearing will happen from that? And does it align with where you think that investment should go?
Well, we're actually facing the situation where we may be seeing the entire Navy modernized, expanded, rebuilt. Construction has already begun on the River-class destroyers that are being built in Halifax. We are having the most serious discussions I've seen in terms of acquiring submarines in at least the last 15 to 20 years. There is also an increasing discussion that we are in fact going to get a Corvette patrol-style class. So, I mean, it's right across the board. And a lot of these expenditures aren't just talk for once. I mean, we actually see monies being spent. So it's a very important time for the Navy. The challenge we face, of course, is a discussion point is going to be, is this in time? Will we get the type of equipment that is now being either bought or built in time for what many are expecting to be an increasingly aggressive set of actions by the Chinese and Russians, and even possibly facing the prospects of war? And so all of this, of course, is important. Timing is, of course, critical, and that's going to be one of the major issues we'll be discussing.
Yeah, important timing for this discussion for sure. Rob, thanks so much for your time. As always, we appreciate it. That is Rob Huebert, director of the Center for Military Security and Strategic Studies.